guys, so I'm back in the US. Obviously it's kind of loud here because I'm at the laundromat. Don't want bed bugs. I'm having to clean everything, but I'll do a video in a bit. First I need to sleep. I got back last night, and then I had to drive from San Francisco down to the town I live in, and now I'm just cleaning all my stuff, and then I'm going to eat some good food and sleep. As you can tell from my face, I'm very tired. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.
Did you catch a Pikachu? Yeah! Pikachu!
Hey guys, so shocking. I'm filming a video while the dishwasher's going. Seems to be basically what I do. So I keep promising to do this video and I keep forgetting, so I'm gonna do it now. Here's my little puppo. She's a good girl. So ever since I've come back, she's wanted to hang out quite a lot, which I'm 100% down for. I think she missed me when I was gone for a month, walking across Spain. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. First off, I'll post a picture of the things that I didn't need in Spain. So I'll post that here. And so basically what I tried to X out on there was the things I didn't need, which were, I never used my sleeping pad. I used my sleeping sack. Totally needed that. For most of the time it did get really hot because they're having an unseasonable heat wave. I will say that my fellow Caminos, my Camigos, they didn't use their sleeping bags because it was too hot, but then we went in July, so it could be that. Sleep sack, definitely the right decision there. I brought a scrubba, which was like a portable like washing sack. Definitely didn't need that. I brought a like Swiss Army knife. I used it a teeny bit, probably didn't need it. I still would bring it if you're gonna go do the Camino. Let's see. Oh, I brought some forks, some like multi-use forks. Didn't need those. Definitely didn't need the water pills. There's enough water on the trail. You don't need water pills. What else did I bring that I didn't really need? I said the sleeping pad. Stuff I wish I had brought. Lavender oil, because it keeps the bed bugs away, and I will say I do think it kept the bed bugs away. There were some places that people stayed at, and the people who didn't wear lavender oil got bed bugs, and the people in my group with me, I had just happened to buy some lavender oil that day, or essential oil, you know, but like lavender, and I had put it on me and they put it on them. None of us got bed bugs, so I definitely would do that. And then I'd bring some actual legit bed bug spray to spray down your bag. One of our Camigos, every day she'd spray the mattress before she'd before she'd get on it, and I'd say, and she didn't get bed bugs at all. I also wish I had brought my own set of like sheets for the mattresses. I think that definitely would have helped, because some places provided you with sheets to keep the bed bugs if someone was bringing bed bugs out, but some places didn't. And so myself and some of my other Camigos, we picked up the sheet from one place because they're like disposable, and we brought it to the next couple places. So you could always do that. And there were a couple of guys who had brought their own sheets, and I thought that was smart because they could also wash it. And when you wash stuff, again, the lavender oil comes in nice. You just squeeze it in when you're gonna hand wash, and so I would do that. Also, just kind of be prepared to regularly wash your stuff, maybe every couple days with like some hot water. And what I would say is, if you do get bed bugs, tell the albergue you get to that you have bed bugs, because they have all the stuff to help take care of you. Some albergues will say they don't want you in there. I'd be suspicious of the place though if they're refusing to let you in. It's probably a higher quality place if they're going to actually say, crap, let's take care of that. It means that they care about you and they care about their own place. So I would make sure that you tell them. So all that was to say, bring lavender, bring bed bug spray. There was this one cream, I'll post a picture of it right there, but that was really helpful. They don't sell it here in the US, but if your legs really hurt or your feet or anything like that, I would procure some of that cream, but I think you have to be actually in Spain to get that cream. So that was a good one. Was there anything else I didn't use? I probably brought too many shirts. Probably 2 shirts would have been fine. I brought 3. I wish I brought shorts. I brought those like yoga pants. Shorts would have been nice. Only thing is, I still maintain that maybe that I would have had a little chafing if I'd had shorts. The shorts thing is more of a vanity thing. It would have been cool to like have tan legs coming back, because the rest of me, as you can tell, got pretty tan. Although now it's been over a month, so the tan's going a little, which happens, you know. Was there anything else that I should have brought or that I wish I had brought? Walking poles would have been nice, but then at the same time it was kind of cool. I picked up a stick that I walked with actually, here, let me pause this real quick. Off. Okay, so this is the stick I picked up. It's a good stick. And I kind of like that it's like a stick from actually Spain, especially because I'm a teacher. I'm going to show it in my classroom, and I think that'll be cool. So if you want to bring poles, that's probably a good idea. I brought a jacket and a like sweatery thing. I probably only needed the jacket just because the jacket I have is just that nice light Arctic one. But it kept me warm. Really where you need it if you're going in the middle of the summer is when you get up into Galicia. That's really where you need the, right when you cross into Galicia. That's loud. And yeah, that's pretty much what I like wish I had or wish I hadn't brought. Now as to the actual Camino, it was really awesome. I'm really glad I did it. I enjoyed it. I'm ready to go back and do the Portuguese Camino. Yeah, and I loved it. It's really cool because you get to meet just some really great people. And it's, you know, it's an experience that it's hard to explain, which sounds stupid, but yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, you meet great people, and the cool thing about it is all you're doing is walking and sleeping and surviving. And I think it really boils you down to, I like to think, to who you are, you know, because you run into the same people over those 30 days. You're not necessarily walking with them, but you see them in the towns in the albergue, and it's hard to pretend to be someone else when you're that tired or sore or frustrated or hungry. And so I think you learn a lot about yourself and about the people you're with. I went with one of my coworkers. We went together, and while that was an experience, I think there's definitely something to be said for doing it alone. And before I went, I was worried. It's like, what if I go on this trip and I don't want to be friends with her anymore, something like that, which I'd say it tested our friendship, but I think in a way it was also good, because now I really know who she is and she knows who I am, and I still think we're friends. We're not best friends, but you know, and I think that part of that is, you know, it helped us both realize that the other person, we have different values. You know, what we really think is important and value are different. So it's okay. We're still coworkers. We still, you know, work well together, but I don't think we're gonna be best friends. We're not gonna be in each other's weddings, and that's fine. Let's see what else. Oh, food. Oof. Food in Spain, in northern Spain, I guess I should say, not the best. And I think it was probably just a northern Spain thing. Lots of potatoes and eggs. If you are not a fan of potatoes and eggs or bread, that there was a lot of it. And the coffee was amazing though. And I will say a lot of people skip the meseta, which is the flat part. I wouldn't do that. It's hard, but I think that that's good. It's a lot of wheat fields. And if you go end of July, the cool thing is all of the sunflowers are coming out, so that's really pretty. But yeah, it's a lot of wheat fields, and it gets tiring. And there's rumors that you go crazy walking the Meseta, and I can see that. There definitely was a day where I hadn't seen anyone for almost the whole day. It was hot. I was out of water. I was angry, and I just grabbed my stick and started hitting bushes on the side of the road because I was so annoyed, because it goes flat and you cannot see a town for forever, and yeah, it feels like you're walking in quicksand because it's so repetitive, the scenery, that you cannot tell that you have walked. So that was hard. I would say my hardest day was I had a blister the size of a silver dollar. So if you're not from the US, you might not know what that looks like. It's about that big. I had a blister that big on my heel that I'd had for a couple days. Turns out it was infected. And so what that meant was that I was overcompensating with my other foot, and my arch was hurting. I have really high arches naturally, and my shoes were really good. But after walking with that for that long, it hurts. It really hurts. And so I was walking slower than a grandma, and I couldn't sleep. We had just left Leon, and if you're going to walk the Camino, do not stay at the municipal albergue in Leon. It is, they don't clean it properly. That's where most of the people I know who got bed bugs got it, from that place. And it's like a giant room full of bugs, and everyone's snoring, and you will not get any sleep. So don't stay there. But anyway, I didn't have any sleep. My feet hurt so bad, and I just cried for like the whole day. And that was really hard. It was really hard to accept help from people. That's also something that I think the Camino was good for me. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different experience, and so, there was a saying, when someone would do something you didn't agree with, you'd be like, hey man, it's your Camino, which was kind of like, you do you. But I think that there's something to that, just in life in general, is just understanding that, it's their Camino, it's their way, it's their life. Let them do them, and you do you. And you know what? Not everybody is going to live life the same way. So I think that was something I learned. But also that it's okay to get help from other people, because I would be really hard on myself about things like, why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? And then if somebody else was doing the same thing, I'd be like, oh no, hey dude, like, it's cool. If you have to take a rest day, take a rest day. If your friend has a bike and lets you bike a couple of the kilometers, do it. Like, you're not less of a pilgrim for doing that. But to myself, because I finally caved and accepted help from one of my friends. He was biking, and so I biked for like the last 10 kilometers of that day. It was like a 32-kilometer day, and I was beating myself up. But if my friend Gabby had done the same thing, she was actually one of the ones, her and Fabian, convinced me to take the bike. So I think you might be watching this, Gabby. Thank you for convincing me to do that. But I wouldn't think any less of her or of anyone else for doing that. So I think that was something I also had to learn, was just to accept help, But yeah, it was great. I met so many great people. I loved Burgos. It was, everybody talks about, what was the other city? Can't remember. Everybody talks about some of the other cities. They say like Santiago is the best one. I actually think Burgos was the best. If I was to do it again, I would take more time. I had 32 days. I think actually I would have taken more time and gone to Madrid, actually walked all the way to Finisterre, and maybe gone to Barcelona, because, I was there for 32 days, but I really don't feel like I saw Spain. If you're from California, just be prepared. It looks a lot like California. It makes sense that when the Spanish came here, they felt so at home, because I will say, especially where I live in California, the terrain is very similar to Spain. So that is something that was an adjustment also, because I was like, it feels like I'm just walking around California. It doesn't feel like I'm walking around Europe. I'd never been to Europe before. That's the only time I've ever been to Europe. And so that was cool, but you know, I kind of wish I had more time to see Europe. Anything else? It was a wonderful trip, and I'm really glad I did it. And yeah, I'm happy, and I can't wait to go do the Portuguese Camino in like 5 years. Oh, coming back to, it was really weird all of a sudden not walking. I feel like I knew I was going to be walking a lot, but realistically, if you're in the US, you're walking about 15 to 20 miles a day. So that's like 25 to 30 kilometers a day if you're not in the US. And so that was a lot, you know, and I really don't think there's any way to prepare for that. I know that people say, no, just, you know, walk around your town that much, and you can do that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know if there is so much that you can do to prepare for that. So anyway, this video is already, it's probably going to be like 20 minutes long, and that's a lot. So I will let you guys go. I really love the Camino. I'd say if you want to do it, do it. Just be prepared for, even though when you get into Galicia, everyone says it's the prettiest part, and I will say it is really pretty right when you get there. But when you get to those last 100 kilometers, it gets really crowded, and it's really easy to get angry, and you know, you've had such an awesome time for those last, you know, 25 days, and now all of a sudden there's all of these tourists, all of these people trashing the Camino, and it's really hard to see so many new people. But one of the cool things about it is I do feel like it brings you closer to the other people who you've traveled with, because you kind of bond over your hatred for the tourists. And yeah, there's so much more I want to say, so many funny things that happen, but not to sound like a, you know, snooty person, but like, as you know, one of my Camigos said, Anne Marie, if you're watching this, she said, you know, we have so many jokes that nobody will understand. And I think that's one of the really hard things about coming back, is that you experienced so many things, you had this wonderful adventure, and the only people who really understand it are the other people who've done it. And so I know that in Quebec, there's this, like, I think it's like a society thingy where other people who've done the Camino, they all meet up and they talk about it. And I know we don't have that here where I'm living, in my part of California, but I think that that's something important, to find other people who've done it and talk about it, because it's one thing to explain, like, you know, yeah, well, you know, I hiked for 32 days, but it's like, there's so many, like, funny things I want to talk about that I don't have anyone to talk to about it. And I'm sure people who do the John Muir Trail feel the same way, or who've done the Appalachian Trail, or any big physical excursion like that. You want to talk about it, but, you know, you tell your friends about it, and you can just tell on their faces, they're like, I guess I had to be there, and you kind of did. So, I loved it. I want to do it again. Yeah, I make sure if you're gonna do it, you have good shoes, and needle. Oh my gosh, needle and thread. Compeed has its place, but so many blisters that you gotta pop them. You know, you gotta put that thread through it so it keeps it open, and so it drains. And maybe if that's too disgusting for you, and you're like, ew, Kat, why'd you tell me that? If that's too disgusting for you, don't do the Camino, because that's all you talk about. You get to the albergue, you get some food, and you talk about your blisters, and you touch your feet, because you have to take care of them. Like, they are taking you 20 miles a day, and you need to love your feet, and you need to take care of them, and you gotta deal with the blisters. So if blister talk and all that kind of stuff is just too gross for you, don't do the Camino because, yeah, it's a lot of feet, dog. So yeah, I will see you guys later. I'm going to post a video that I took of a farmer walking his cows to the pasture because I thought it was awesome. I know you can just tell on his face he's like fucking tourist, but yeah, it's awesome. So I'll talk to you guys later. If you watch my other videos, if you don't watch my other videos, then welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too weird for you. Probably shouldn't have sworn it a minute ago. Maybe I'll figure out if I know how to bleep that out. And yeah, see you later. Bye. Go to the other side, you think?
Hola. Hola. Ok.